Tuesdays with Master Coach A. Welcome to our weekly live conversations here inside Coach A coaching community where we talk about opportunities for coaches, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders like me. Our conversation here is also for individuals who are scouting for opportunities and looking for ways to increase personal income or profit for the business. I am Master Coach A, the founder and the chief community builder of Coach A Coaching Community. This space was created with the mission of building 1 million game changers who choose to stay alive and live beautifully while pursuing passion and dreams in life. Therefore, if you are one person who is passionate about growth, success, and helping people while you are being mindful of your mental wellness, then this group is exactly what you are looking for. So if you are watching this via a shared or a circulated link and you are not yet a part of Coach A Coaching Community, I'd like to invite you to be part of our group. Our culture here is to provide training, coaching, and community that drives long-term success and growth for everyone. I am not the only builder in this space. I am joined by fellow coaches and mental health coaches. Right now, there's a lot of coaches joining me in this live. So magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. To all my fellow coaches, tribe builders, and advocates of mental health, good afternoon. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. Let me know in the chat box, who do you want to be part of our conversations today? Our conversations will be centered around the 7 tips of using storytelling to boost your coaching offer, for you to be able to share your story in a way that would attract your perfect avatar, your ideal client avatar. So today, I'd like to encourage all of you who's joining me to hop in and to tag at least one person whom you believe will benefit from our today's conversation. If you are one person who's also looking for coaching training, then I am the creator of Co-Actively Co-Create Life Coach Certification Program. And right now, we are running our Class 3. And I'd like to give a big shout out to all our 7 students joining this run. Okay, so let me just say hello if they are here right now on the screen. Let me give you a big shout out. So I have Coach D, I have Coach Weedy, I have Coach Lady Jen, Coach Darbel, I have Coach Blood, Coach Saibel, and of course, Coach Bernie. So if you are one person who's looking for an opportunity to professionalize your coaching profession, your coaching practice, I'd like to invite you to be part of Co-Actively Co-Create Life Coach Certification Program. I am Master Coach A, just in case you are hopping in and you're just joining me a little bit later right now. I am I'm a professional life coach, and I'm in the industry for over 3 years right now. I'm almost 4 years, and for the last 3 years, I have trained over 300 coaches to become professional coaches like me. I've conducted over hundreds of classes circled around coaching, personal development, and business growth, and have over 1,000 of students that are now gaining momentum in their respective careers and businesses, and also being a coaching entrepreneur like me. So I'd like to welcome you in my space, and if you are looking for personal coaching, business coaching, and mental health support, then I work in the area of impact, income, and influence. If you are one person who wants to stay alive, live beautifully, and be mentally fit so that you accomplish and you're able to not just serve people, but also take care of your mental health, your total health, then I look forward having a conversation with you very soon. So for those of you joining me, give a shout out. Remember, give a shout out to someone whom you believe will be benefiting, will be saying yes to this conversation and saying thank you that you have invited them. Okay, so for those of you who's also new to the community and you are looking forward to a lot of conversation like this. Every Tuesday, we talk about opportunities, and we are centered around your growth. We are centered around helping you gain momentum in your respective businesses, or if you are one person who's looking for chances, countless of chances. Maybe you've got burned in the past, maybe business ain't working, maybe you've closed businesses in the past and you're thinking, can I get another try? Can I give myself permission to try once again? Who do I call? Who will help me? Then this community is exactly for you. On the screen, okay, you see Master Coach A, but right now on the chat box are fellow coaches, fellow coaching professionals who will be willing, who will be excited to support you. If you need any help, just type in the chat box the word help. All right. You don't have to explain. You don't have to let us know exactly what you need today. Just put in there help, and definitely a coaching professional will be messaging you or will be in touch to make sure that you get your support that will enable you to get unstuck wherever you are right now in the season of your life, whether personally or professionally. If you are one person who's been in the community for quite some time and you're looking for a content, you're looking for some help, and you seem to be not getting it, I'd like to honor your presence. I'd like to honor you being part of the community. You are free. You are welcome to message Master Coach A. Adet Purto is my personal page. You can hop in and check me out. You can also send a message to Coach A page, and let's have a conversation. Let me know how I can help you. Let me know how I can support you in your journey today, and how I can extend even my help to your community, to your organizations, maybe to your family as well. To all the coaches, to all the thought leaders, and to all the entrepreneurs joining me this afternoon, thank you so much for being here. And today is the day that I'd like to really share with you this thing about storytelling. Okay, Steve Jobs, they said that he's a visual and a vision storyteller. He's a visual storyteller, and he talks about his vision. He shares about his vision through storytelling, and he's able to attract a lot of people, and I would say he was able to help a lot of people go through the process of transformation. And nowadays, more and more people talk about using storytelling, okay, and it's coming in like a buzzword, a favorite buzzword for entrepreneurs, content marketing, and people who's sharing their stories and selling and making an offer afterwards. So if you haven't dived into the use of storytelling and you're thinking, can it be for me? Can I maximize it? Can I utilize it? Then today's discussion is absolutely for you. So I'd like you to just get a pen and a paper and get ready. So here also in the community, you would always hear us say hashtag pack my bag moment. Well, we want you to be very intentional. I want to honor your time here in the digital space. And I want you also to be mindful of the time that you spent with me. And you can also say, I made use of my time wisely, because your time is important, and it's important for me that you also get something from our today's discussion. So get ready with your pen, get ready with your tablet, get ready to get your hashtag pack my bag moment, get ready to get some insight in today's conversations. I'm going to dive in immediately with my 7 tips for you to be able to maximize this so-called storytelling technique for you to finally attract your your ideal client avatar, or should I say, for you to finally say your piece, your message, your story in a way that people can relate and connect with you, so that they will raise their hands and say, Coach, I want to work with you. How's that? While the conversation for today specifically stated that this is for coaching entrepreneurs or for coaches, know for sure that if you are engaged in any other profession, the tips for today is also for you. Let's dive in immediately. Okay, Tip number one, of course, you would have heard this over and over again. Tip number one, okay, so in almost of all our conversation, what is truly important is clarity. So clarity of what? So my number one tip is your why. Why will you be using your why will be using your story? Okay, let me just like pause a bit and back a bit, okay, step back and say stories for me are precious. Okay, the stories that we share with our clients, the story that we share here on screen are precious. They are very, very important, and oftentimes clients, viewers, audience learn so much from our personal story. So when we share our story, we are sharing our heart, we are sharing our mind, we are sharing something that is too personal for us. We share about our defeat, we share about our lapses, we share about our growth, we share about a lot of things that, we are kind of unpeeling, okay, and making ourselves bare before our client. And therefore, I'd like you to be very mindful and be clear. Why would you do it? Why would you use your story? And why would you use storytelling as a strategy to bring in your message and to make yourself attractional to the very client that you are looking for. By the way, also on the caption of this video, you can find a link where you can check on the table of elements of storytelling. So right after the conversations, right after my live, I want you to check on the link and see that table of elements for storytelling. Okay, so number one tip, be clear with your mind, with your why. Okay, clear your mind with your why. Okay, so and in this portion, I want you to just like think of four people, okay, four types of people, specifically why you would use your story. Okay, so tip number one is you have to be clear. You have to clear your mind. You have to have your clarity of the why. Why would you be using storytelling? And when I say storytelling, it's our story. Why are we gonna? Of course, you can tell fictional story. But if you are a service provider, I would truly encourage that you use your personal story that's true to the bone, because that's where your client will connect and relate. Okay, so there we go. So there are four people, okay, four type of people or four type of clients that you will probably, okay, be able to deal very well when you use story, okay, or storytelling. Are you ready? Okay, so there are four. Okay, the first type of client or person or people in your space that you'd normally talk with, and of course there are people who buys and say, yes, I want to work with you, I'm so excited with your product, with your services. But there are four types of people that normally challenges you. Okay, and this is where you're gonna be very, you will appreciate storytelling. Okay, person type number one. Okay, type number one, okay, is the indifferent. Okay, so how many of you understand what is an indifferent person? Let me know in the chat box. How do you describe an indifferent person, an indifferent client, an indifferent customer? Okay, you have to understand that for indifferent person, the biggest barrier, the biggest block for this person to buy is the fact that, okay, he is throwing this question to you: do I really have to buy? Would it matter to me? Do I need your offer? Sounds familiar? Okay, and oftentimes these type of people will give you this response because they feel, okay, in a way that they don't understand what you are truly offering. Okay, so it's easier for them to say, do I need it? Okay, I don't need it. I don't think I need what you're offering. Okay, so the job, okay, of the person making an offer is to show them, okay, to show them what, okay, that this thing will benefit them. So think about your personal story. Think about how you've been through worst times in your life, failures, crisis, challenges, and maybe this indifferent person will get to connect, relate, and say, wait a minute, let me stop and listen to you. If you are connecting and relating and you're getting and you're thinking, I think this time I know how to deal with this person, let me know in the chat box and say relate. Okay, hashtag relate. Let me know if this is just, you get it. Okay, so I'm still on tip my number one, and I'm talking about four types of people that you need to be very clear when you use, okay, this storytelling techniques. Okay, now next type of individual or buyers that you normally have saying no to you are the skeptics. Okay, how many of you know the skeptics? Let me know in the chat box. How do you describe a skeptic? What is your mental picture of a skeptic? Okay, for skeptic people, here's the thing. Truly, the question is, can they trust you? Can they trust the person making an offer? For skeptics, the problem is truly trust. Maybe they got burned in the past. Maybe somebody didn't deliver. Maybe, they've been this person have lost money, or maybe this person you normally call them paranoid, cynical. But to me, I would say this person is communicating a need. Okay, communicating something deeper than saying, can I trust you? How do I trust you? Why should I trust you? Now, this type of people is where we normally use testimonials, stories of our clients who got benefit, who get results, who have experienced tremendous transformations because of what we offer and what we sell. So the skeptics, okay? So are you relating? Are you connecting? Are you enjoying these conversations? Are you getting so much value? Let me know in the chat box. Okay, third type. Okay, third type, okay, the next type of person or client that you may encounter that would respond to storytelling is the warrior. Okay, now, compared to the skeptics, the warrior has nothing to do with you. So don't take it personal. Warrior would always have a conversation of, do I deserve it? Will I make it? Can I make it work? Okay. Can this benefit my business? What if I don't make it? What if? They are full of what ifs because they are full of fears. Okay. They are full of fears. By the way, all right, I'd like to, if you are one person who's struggling with fear, I'd like you to check on the TikTok episode, the TikTok segment of Coach Orville at Life Coach Philippines. Okay, he talks about 3 responses to fears. Okay, so hop in there after my conversations here, our talk, and check the video, the TikTok of Coach Orville about responses to fears. Okay, now, when you are dealing with people, with a person, with a client who is a warrior and have a lot of fears, your stories of triumph, your stories of overcoming your own fear, your stories of your doubts in the past, your stories of how you started from nothing towards where you are today will definitely calm them. Okay, so your story would really allow them to have a benchmark, okay? Especially if you are offering something for their company. Warriors worry not only about themselves, they worry about their company, they worry about their business partners, their stakeholders, their employees, their executives. So there's a lot of people, there's a lot of concerns, and there's a lot of reasons why they seem to be not making this decision and not saying yes to your offer. And so your story will do them great favor. Okay? Finally, okay, how many of you here can guess the last type, okay, a person? So you have the indifferent, you have the skeptics, you have the warrior. Who do you think is the last type of individual or client that will benefit from your offer? Okay, so you've got indifferent, the indifferent people, the skeptics, the warrior, and the fourth, Wanna guess? What's the fourth type? Who is this type of people that you normally get an engagement or you normally try to engage but seems to be not listening, not hearing you? Okay, who? Who do you think is number four or the fourth type of individuals? Drum roll. Okay, number four or the fourth classification of individuals that will benefit from storytelling is the procrastinators. Okay, the procrastinators. Huh? Yes, the procrastinators. You see, the biggest barrier, okay, as you might be thinking or knowing by this time, they're not saying yes because they're procrastinating. They procrastinate because they struggle with change. They're resistant with change. They wrestle with change. So they don't want to make an action because they are procrastinators. So, well, I believe in one of our seasons in doing our business, we will surely encounter a procrastinator, somebody who wrestle making a decision, wrestle making a change, wrestle saying yes to themselves, and all of these things. And what's our job? Our job is to make them act now, not later. And how do we use our story? Is to let them see the value of having a decision made right on time. Okay? Because if you leave them and you don't give them stories of references that they can see how valuable timing, how valuable it is for them to make a decision now, chances are, tendency, they will not make a decision and they will never get to be your client. Are you getting this? Are you enjoying our conversations? Let me know in the chat box. Give me some yes. Okay, give me some thumbs up. Give me some emoji. Okay, put some notes. Okay, that you are connecting. So four, you got the indifferent, the skeptic, the indifferent, indifferent, the skeptics, the warrior, and the procrastinator. So now, yes, all right. Hello, Coachy. Next, okay, so what is my tip number two? My second tip, okay, in using storytelling in attracting your ideal client avatar for making an impactful offer or just breaking through the barriers with your client. My tip number two is you be clear with your genesis, with the genesis of your story. Okay, what does it mean? Okay, so don't complicate. What does it mean? It means that when you do your story, okay, there would be a lot of segments. There would be different storyboards probably because depending on who are you talking, there would be very specific areas of your life that you will be talking and you will be highlighting, right? So, but it must be very clear with you what is the genesis of your story. And when I talk about genesis, there are three things that needs to be there, that needs to be clearly communicated with your audience, with your client, or when you are using storytelling. Three things when you do the genesis. First question would be, what do you do? Okay, so what do you do? It's very clear. It's very clear that you have a story, but in the eyes, in the minds of this client, what do you do? Okay, for me to say yes. Okay, what do you do for me to see that I will hire you? Like, be very clear. So many of us wear multiple hats. We've been to different expertise. We've got different skill sets and all. But it has to be very clear with our client. What do we do on that particular thing? What do we do? So, like in this space, okay, if you notice when I introduced myself, I said, I am the creator and the chief community builder of the space. Why is it important for you to know? Is that you know that all else fails, you can just message Master Coach A and you will be attended to. If I am making and I'm introducing and I'm using my story as a coach, okay, as a coaching entrepreneur, then I would probably put a highlight, okay, on what I do as a coaching entrepreneur. Because as a coaching entrepreneur, I just don't do personal coaching or business coaching. I am not just involved in coaching, but I am also involved in the whole architecture of advancing the coaching profession here and abroad. I am one person who also safeguard the quality of service. I am one person who advanced through blue coaching. So you have to be very clear. What is that? What do you do in the story? What do you do in the story? If you heard a little earlier, I said that, if you are looking for coaching services, I work in around the circle of impact, income, influence. And it was just like, that's it. Just so you know, you have a background. But more of here, I want to say, I'm here as your chief community builder. So you've got to understand what is it that you do, okay? And in that story, so that your client can connect. Okay, next question would be, where did you come from? Okay, so it's important as well that people understand, where is your story coming from? Are you coming from a space of, this is my personal story and this is how I overcome? Or are you coming from, I am one person who helped individuals overcome this kind of problem? Because at times we kind of mix that up, and it's important that clients understand, because sometimes clients are mindful of, although in life coaching we don't have to experience the same experiences of our clients to be able to help them, but it matters to our clients to hear if we have also accomplished or experience the same thing. So for example, if I am meeting a client who's into mental challenges, into addiction, into depression, I would say that I am also a mentally challenged person. And that's the reason why I advocate mental fitness. I would say that I've been in the corporate world for over 2 decades, and I know how it is to be stressed, to be burned out, and to go through fatigue. By the way, if you want to know more about fatigue, I'm doing a conversation in Decaf Coffee Republic this coming Thursday. That's also going to come in live at 7:30. I'm going to be talking about fatigue awareness and how you can recover from it. Okay. So, of course, if you are suffering from chronic fatigue, I would strongly encourage you to go seek medical practitioner to see you immediately. But if you are in a season where you are recovering already, or you are suspecting you've got the symptoms of fatigue, then hop in, have a conversation. Let's have a conversation. Or if you are already thinking, do I need a professional service coach? See me at Decaf Coffee Republic this coming Thursday. Let's have a conversation. So I normally go live around 15 minutes, but before and after that, I do coaching with people on floor. So hop in and join me this coming Thursday. All right. Point number 3, when you do the genesis, it's very important that you tell the client, okay, the viewers, as part of the whole story, okay, how you have failed. How you have failed. Hear me out on this. It's not about the failure. Because oftentimes you say, I've been from a million debt. Okay. So I've just recovered from millions of debt or loans. Okay. Clients or people hiring you is interested. Okay, I'm talking about the genesis here of your story. They are interested with, okay, how did you fail? Okay, how have you failed? What brought that scenario, that event in your life that you failed? What contributed to that failure? Because here's what's gonna happen. They might have not failing right now in terms of income, but they might be suffering from relationships. They might be suffering from in personal turmoil. They might be suffering from any other things that is about to crash and cause them failure. And so if you tell them how you failed, then they would connect that, oh, because I wasn't faithful, because wasn't showing up, because I did this, or because I lack this, I lack training, I lack help, they would be able to connect. And with that, you are able to expand the reach of your story. If you are getting in here, let me know in the chat box. Just let me know you are connecting and relating. By the way, if I am not like mentioning all your names here, because I want to be able to honor your time and maximize our conversations. Rest assured, our fellow community builders and apprentices are here on screen. Okay, they are in live right now in the chat box, and they're gonna be responding and connecting with you for any of your concern. If you need anything, just type in help, and one of our professional certified life coaches will get in touch with you. Okay, on my number 3, tip number 3. Okay, you've got to have a framework. Okay, how many of you here have encountered somebody telling a story, or maybe you encountered this, that you tell the story and somewhere along the way you got lost in your story? Okay, like you don't know what's next, or you yourself get confused with your story, and or you don't know how to end the story. How many of you here have experienced that? Okay, put in the chat box me. Okay, so that you got lost, or your audience got lost. Okay, that they don't know what's happening, or sometimes you feel like, why did I say that in the first place? Erase. Okay, that's a part of the story. Let me jump into this. Okay, or sometimes you have this and you say, moving on, like another chapter, because you are already like, you're feeling you've lost yourself, or you've lost the people in your story, right? Okay, so all of you saying me, okay, here's the remedy. Okay, tip number 3 is you need to be able to have a framework, very clear framework of your storytelling. There's a lot of storytelling framework, but in the tribe, or personally, I love using 2 frameworks. That's the 4H. So if you are part of Coach A Coaching Upskill Blueprint Circle, I've got a separate video, a learning video, a webinar on 4H, and you can watch that. So if you are new to 4H, if you have not heard of 4H before, 4H speaks of heart, head, hand, and heart. Okay, heart is your personal story. Head is how do you make sense of the story. Hand is how will you be able to help the client. And heart, you sealed it again with how both of you can collaborate or partner towards growth. Okay, in this part. So this is very effective. So I love using the 4H. Okay, the 4H of Pete Vargas. So Pete Vargas is the creator of 4H, and you can check more of his writings about the 4H in Advance Your Reach. Okay, so that's Pete Vargas, Pete Vargas. Okay, he talks about simple parts, heart, head, hands, okay, and your heart. So it's back to your heart. Okay, so and another framework that I am fond of using is the hero's journey. So if you are part of our community, if you are one of the certified co-activate co-create life coach here, you know exactly the format of our hero's journey. And now, by the way, if you are interested to know more, okay, there's about 20 frameworks that you can use. And I would not tell you which one is best, or that maybe in another episode, but I just shared with you 2 of my favorites. It doesn't mean that this is the only 2 that I use, but these are like my favorites. Of course, one is part of my certification program, which is pattern, or if you'll have a very good semblance of how this is used in Hollywood. Okay, this kind of storytelling. So you want to know more about that, just get in touch with us. Okay, Coach Rizal, 0917586161, by the way. So use framework. Okay, you can search the internet for framework, but if you want some conversations and you need some help, what story type would match, or what story framework would match with your story, with your business, then shoot me an email or send me a message. Do send me a private conversations about this. But it is important. Tip number 3, that you have your framework. Okay, don't tell your story and like free flow and whatever. Okay, so why? Number 1, it will save you a lot of time when you know what framework are you using. Number 2, okay, it would honor your clients or your, okay, or your audience time. And number 3, it would be easier for them to see the flow and hear your message. And of course, if it's all clear, most probably you'll nail it and they'll say yes to your offer. Okay, so that's it. That's the importance of the framework. Number 4. Okay, so I'm now on my fourth tip. Okay, fourth tip. Fourth tip is focus on trying. Okay, so or the act and the action points or the strategy of you trying instead of focus on pain and hurts. Oftentimes, I would hear people talk about more of their pains, okay, and forgetting that we owe it to our audience to have an elevate, okay, to experience an elevation while they're listening to us. And the problem with so much focus, okay, on the pain and the hurt, our audience might have these emotions or feeling or thinking that you're still there. Well, you could probably still there, but if you focus on trying, what have you tried? What have you done? How many times you've tried? What made you try it? What works? Then your audience is going to receive that fresh air of hope. Okay, they start to believe, they start to hope that what you're saying, what you are offering can also work for them. So focus on that trying. Okay, just try and try and try. How many times you tried, done the pain? Oh, I did made it again. It hurts me again. These people betrayed me again, and all of these things. What you have to focus is, with all of this betrayal, with all of these pain points, with everything that transpired, you are trying to build relationships that last. You are trying to trust once again. You are trying to rebuild your broken heart. You are trying to show up responsibly. All of the trying more than the pain and the hurts gets. All right. So I'm now on my number 5. So let's get a brief run through. Tip number 1 is your why, being clear about your mind, clearing your mind about your why. Number 2 is the genesis of your story. Number 3, we talk about your framework. Number 4, we talk about the focus, which is on trying instead of focus on the hurts and the pain. Clear? Okay, here's the thing. Number 5. My number 5 is, please do keep it simple and minimal. Minimal stories, minimal details. When I say details, just focus on the details that would really connect and connected with what you're offering. Okay, because oftentimes when you do a lot of elaborations, you put a lot of elaborative elements in the story, your clients get confused or they simply get tired. Okay, oftentimes I heard of people, they tell a story and it's so long and I'm so tired and I'm looking at, so what are you selling? Like, I want to work with you. I'm excited. I can hear I can hear your voice. You kind of speak to me, but what are you selling? Or sometimes people truly want, like, here's a tip. Okay, hear me out on this. If you're looking for clients who are actively looking for solutions and willing, okay, to invest on the results or resolutions that they want. These clients are very specific, very focused, and they don't need a lot of details, and less is more. The more that you focus, like more focus, less details to other things, okay, the more that they hear you, the more that they make a decision that you are the right person for the offer. You are the right person of whom they will say yes. Okay, now on my number six, okay, last two. My number six is um be honest. Be honest, because people wants to deal with, will like, appreciates your vulnerability, okay, but they also value your heart, that you're able to share with them your scars. Okay, oftentimes we share the stars and forget the scars. We want to woo people, okay, we want to show people all the stars that we have, but you see, people don't care about your stars. They care for the scars that they look to have. Let me repeat that. They care to have that scars that you have. They look to have. Why? Because right now they have wounds. They have wounds. And when they look at your scar, when you share about your scar, people will realize, oh, my wounds can be that scar. Okay? When somebody is going through tough times, when somebody truly needs help, yes, it would wow them, okay, if you give them all your stars, but they are truly interested with your scars. So make sure that you don't put aside your scars, because it is your scars that makes you relatable, and it is your scars that truly speaks of what you have conquered, what you can offer. And to me, the scars represents the expanded heart. More scars means my service provider have a stretch, have an expanded heart. It's easy to see all the stars. When you look at social media, when you talk about, when you see advertisement, they talk about the stars. Been there, done that. Listen, I'm great at this. These are my number of accolades. This is my certificates and all of these things. These are all scars. But people are looking for someone to help them heal. So finally, they can be proud of their scars. So the question is, are you proud of your scars? To me, my scars are my badge that I can help. And I am in the right business. I am in the right profession. I have scars all over, in every parts of my life, in every areas. I have scars. That's why I am courageous enough to fight the battles once again, because I have already scars as proof that I've been there. Finally, on the last part, don't forget that your story must end with validation of your audience. Validate the audience so that they know that they can part of your story, and your story can be their story. Ain't similar perfectly 100%, but their story can also be like your story, that they can use, they can monetize, they can help to help other people. Validate the capacity of your audience, validate their potentials, validate what they can say yes to. Oftentimes, when sales offer is being made, it's all about the yes and the validations of the offer, the benefits, the features. And we missed that we need to validate the very person who will say yes, the very person who will trade his or her money with what you're offering. And if you don't get to validate that person enough, that person may not be ready to exchange that money with you. At the end of this all conversations. Whether you use storytelling or you use any other marketing strategies, if you are a life coach, if you are a thought leader, you are an entrepreneur, you are a service provider, you are in the helping industry, people care for what we can do for them. People knows that we have already this degree of success. Obviously, we're here and we're making an offer. But people will not care about all the offers, all about the technicalities, and even the price if we cannot make them hear our heart to help. The question ultimately is, what is it for them? So my question for you this afternoon as I end, what is it for you to finally take the step for you to level up in your practice as a service provider? What is it that hinders you? Be it your education, be it your training, be it your community, be it your habitat, be it your own beliefs, be it your own standard, be it your own pain. Whatever it is, only you knows. But I want to challenge you. There are 7.8 billion people today, almost 7.9 billion people living today. You may not be Bill Gates having 132 billion worth. You may not be having a net worth of 132 billion. But one thing I'm sure, regardless of your worth, your heart is capable to help and be part of the helping industry. Regardless of your profession, regardless of your experience, regardless of your skills, I know that God has blessed you with wisdom. And you can say yes to this profession of helping others. Whatever you're doing today, I want to encourage you and I want to challenge you at the same time. Say yes to yourself. I look forward helping you. I look forward welcoming you to my tribe. I look forward you thriving as a coaching entrepreneur like me. This is Master Coach A and invite you to meet me at DCAF Corporate Republic, the home of certified life coaches, your coaching hub, and we are located at Pioneer Center along Pioneer Road, corner Brixtons and United Streets, Capitolio, Pasig City. And if you're not here in the Philippines or you're not here in Manila, get in touch with Coach Rizal, 0917-586-1661. I look forward helping you. I look forward serving you because you deserve to thrive. If you are wanting to understand how all of these things can fit in my mind, how can I see things through clearly, then please know that I am a student of mental models. Advanced, that's why I'm helping. Mental model works. And I also train my students to be mentally tough for challenges. So maybe this is also one thing that you want to learn. Then join me inside Be Learning Society. And I do mental models masterclass every third Saturday. This coming August 21 at 7 p.m. Polymath is my next masterclass. I hope you'll join me in my next conversations outside the community because at the end of the day, we are all here called to thrive, to progress, and to grow. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Maraming pong salamat. Love, bam, boom. Love, bam, boom. Love, bam, boom. It's been a pleasure, a journey, and honor for you to be part of Coach A Coaching Community. I'll see you again next Tuesday for another conversations on opportunities. Bye. Have a great week ahead of you.